Okay, so here we have symbolization 331. If everything is mental, then nothing is physical unless something is both mental and physical. So this is like 330 in the sense that we have both sentential connectives and determinative phrases, and we have to figure out which ones have scope. So we have everything, nothing, and something, and none of them have scope over the entire, have the highest scope, or the thing we symbolize first. Each of them, so this everything is mental. This is the determinative phrase, that's the verb phrase, so there's a lot left over. Again, determinative phrase, verb phrase, so a lot left over, and same thing here, determinative phrase, verb phrase, lots left over. So those are not the last things that were added in building this sentence. So we have to look at the if, the then, and the unless. Now, the unless passes the removal test because it leaves us with if everything is mental, then nothing is physical, and it leaves us with something is both mental and physical and nothing else, so there are exactly two sentences left when we remove the unless. The if then also passes the removal test because it leaves us with this one sentence, everything is mental, and that other sentence, nothing is physical unless something is both mental and physical. So we have to decide which one of the if then and the unless has scope. And the answer is that it's the if then, right? Because if there's no comma, then this is an ambiguous sentence between the if then having scope and the unless having scope. And that means we need to choose which, the main connective is the one that makes the sentence break where the comma does. The comma is here, so the sentence needs to break here, and that's where the if then would make the, if the if then is the main connective, then that the sentence does break here, and that means the if then is the main connective. So it's if then. The if is the antecedent, then is the consequent. Whoa, that's not what we wanted to do. Right, so let's fix that. Let's see, I'm actually just going to delete the work. That'll be the easiest thing to do. So, everything is mental is the antecedent. Nothing is physical unless something is both mental and physical is the consequent. Everything is mental. Again, that's an unrestricted universal in this case, so x is mental, and that's fx. Nothing is physical unless something is both mental and physical. The unless passes the removal test, so the unless is the main connective, and unless is or. So we have nothing is physical, and something is both mental and physical. So nothing is physical, that's the negation of something is physical. That's an existential generalization with x is physical, and that's an atomic gx. Something is both mental and physical, so something is the determinative phrase, is both mental and physical is the verb phrase, so it's something, and then x is both mental and physical. So x is both mental and physical, that's a conjunction of x is mental, oops, and x is physical. So as long as we keep track of the determinative phrase verb phrases and the and we're aware that these determinative phrases have the dummy noun thing in them, and therefore we don't symbolize that part of it, we just symbolize the verb phrase. And so keep track of the verb phrases, remember how thing works, and also figure out, is it a determinative phrase that has scope, or a quantifier that has scope, or a sentential connective like if then or unless. And you keep those straight and you will be fine. So that's 331.